clock? Oh, you already know what it is, man. Ooh and Jay, they coming through. Straight no chaser. Straight from the hip.
Straight from the hip, don't need no script, just need a microphone. My man Coach Boo gon' take you to the entertainment zone. They got the stats of this and that to keep this show on point. And when we're done, we have some fun and rock this funky joint. So if you will, sit back and chill, give us a chance to show ya. If one of y'all would like to call, we'll talk just like we know ya. We take control, then start the roll, and then there ain't no stopping. It's time to dip straight from the hip. Hey, yo, let's get it poppin'.
If you know anything about me, you know I'm just a regular fashionista. So I know you see this nice, beautiful shirt I got on. I brought that from the Straight From The Hip store with Teespring. Guys, go on down there, check it out. We are finally selling merchandise. We got shirts, tank tops, the whole 9 yards. Heck, we even got black man pillows, black man socks. You gonna go to the beach this weekend? Take a black man towel with you. Please, look at this adorable face. You think she will lie to you? She's telling you, look how comfortable she looks in that picture. But please, check out our merch store, support us, join us, become part of the Straight From The Hip crew and nation. We're building something great here, and now you can get beautiful shirts to show us that you're part of the crew. And I can't wait to be at the beach with my black man towel.
Hey, this is Travis from Straight From The Hip on Monday, June 22nd, year of our Lord, 2020.
Hey!
Yeah, I'm getting it, Coach. There you go.
Oh, my God, I'm about to throw up.
Hope everyone's doing good today, having a good day, having a good week.
You know, me and Black Man, we got some business. That's why I got my Black Man hat on. We got to fly down to Talladega after the show and deal with some business. So you know how that is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hold on. Did Black Man order his own Black Man towel? Come on, man. What is he doing out in the streets, man? Black Man wear that towel one time. We'll pay for the whole show for the rest of the year.
Let me tell you something. Black said he got plenty of towels like that.
Big story in the NFL going on right now. Today, Dak Prescott signed his franchise tender for $31.4 million. It puts him as tied for the 7th highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
No, not really. I mean, we've been on Dak a lot.
Well, my thoughts on that is Dak is a sucker, and he's a punk. Because here's my thing. He did all that woofing, and if he was going to do this, and he wasn't going to do that, and he wasn't going to sign no franchise tender, he ready to get paid, did all that barking, and now just like that Chihuahua sitting on that porch till that Rottweiler walks by. And Jerry Jones, that Rottweiler, said, I ain't giving you diddly squat. And now all of a sudden, Dak, okay, let me sign and make this 31 when he was looking for what, 34? I mean, so you say, oh, it's only $3 million. Only $3 million? Let me have that only $3 million. I'm just telling you, I thought Dak was going to do something. I thought he was going to sit out.
But we are going to play everyone's favorite game, the name game here. I'm going to throw out a few names for Coach and Jason, and they're just going to tell me would they take that player or Dak Prescott over one or the other.
Especially because you know how Coach going to keep it real on us. So
you know I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it really real.
Exactly. So first up, we got Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to take Dak over Ben.
Coach?
I'm waiting for you to start giving me some serious names that we can really have a discussion. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger's fat ass. Number one, he fat and old. I mean, y'all stop that. I'm not gonna play if y'all gonna do that now. That don't even make no sense.
Carson Wentz.
Give me Carson Wentz. I like what he did at the end of the year with nobodies. Injury concerns are a problem, but Dak, if he has nobody around him, can't play well. Carson has nobody around him, he takes him to the playoffs. So
hell no, I'm taking Dak. I mean, I think Dak is another slightly not as good version of Russell Wilson. But I still think that he's definitely better than Carson Wentz by far.
Okay. Jared Goff.
Oh, give me Dak.
I refuse to answer.
Okay.
I mean, y'all, come on now. Come on, Travis.
I'm warming up. You
may as well start saying some second string quarterback.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh shit.
Oh, I'll take Aaron Rodgers
go.
right now, and that's tough because Aaron Rodgers sucked last year.
Y'all know how I feel about Aaron Rodgers. Listen, I think Aaron Rodgers still got about 2-3 more years in him. I'm gonna take Aaron Rodgers right now. I'm telling you that right now.
Man.
Experience and everything, give me Aaron Rodgers over Dak.
Cam Newton.
Hell no. I'll start this off. Hell no. And I want to hear it. Ain't no damn discussion. Jason, shut up. Go on to the next one.
Kirk Cousins.
Oh, my God.
Dak Prescott. Oh, Coach not going to answer that. Dak Prescott.
Everyone's favorite, Matty Ice.
Hey, this easy for Coach. That's a tough one for me.
Hey, man, I'm finna go to the bathroom. Y'all call me. Y'all call me.
I'm going to go.
Y'all got playing around.
I'm going to go Dak by a slim margin. Margin. He taking Dak over Matt Ryan. You know that.
Of course.
Yeah, we done.
I got one more. We got Russell Wilson. I know both of you guys are going to say Russell. So
yeah, we can move on.
We'll move on to that one. Drew Brees.
I'll take Drew.
Okay.
I roll with Aaron Rodgers. I roll with Drew on this one.
I'm gonna roll with Drew. I think Drew Brees is done. I said that a couple of years ago. They brought what's your boy's name in the game the other day to throw the post route for Drew Brees because he couldn't throw.
Taysom Hill.
Yeah, they brought him in to throw the post route because Drew Brees can't throw the ball more than 20 yards. I mean, I guarantee you I can beat Drew Brees throwing the ball underhanded.
Okay.
Bet money. I bet money. I would bet money.
I got
a pro-size football. I can throw farther underhand than Drew Brees can throw overhand right now.
Tom Brady.
I'll take Dak. I think Brady's done.
Okay.
I'm with Jason. I like Brady. Brady's the GOAT and all that, but he's like Michael Jordan playing for the Wizards right now. I mean, that's what he is. But Brady ain't Brady anymore. Give me that.
Okay. Last one I'm going to do, Kyler Murray.
Oh, shit.
Give me Dak.
I thought you was going to give me a good one to finish this up.
Well, we got a good one. Joe said
that's a boo-boo right there.
Phillip Rivers, Coach. That's
Hell
Joe.
No. You know Phillip Rivers is done.
We all know everyone's going to take Lamar Jackson over Dak. So
I'm taking Dak over Lamar Jackson.
Really?
I'm taking Dak. Are you crazy?
Lamar Jackson can't throw the ball.
You taking Lamar Jackson over Dak? Lamar Jackson can't throw the football 10 yards. What the hell are you talking about, Travis?
I'm taking Lamar Jackson.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. You have lost your damn mind. You taking Lamar Jackson over Dak?
Yes.
Oh, my God, Travis.
Absolutely. Did you see what he did last year?
Lord, have mercy. Your boy done lost his damn mind. You taking Lamar Jackson over Dak Prescott as a quarterback?
Absolutely.
Oh, my God. Jason, go ahead and shut this thing down. You got to be kidding me, Travis. That is just a sad disgrace. That gives this show a black eye. Because you're going to sit there and talk about you would take Lamar Jackson over Dak Prescott.
One person that has not said anything is Jerry Jones, who, of course, is the owner and probably is the most outspoken owner and most famous owner in the NFL right now. One of his players has come out and called him out on it. That would be defensive tackle Gerald McCoy. What do we think about Jerry Jones, being silent on this matter? Yes?
Well, everybody knows that Jerry Jones is a loudmouth. And, I mean, he makes a lot of money because he's a loudmouth. And he'll say anything about whatever he wants because he's got money and he doesn't care what anybody thinks. He doesn't care about anybody's opinion. But it speaks volumes to me that he himself won't come out and take a stand and say I think racism is wrong, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The Dallas Cowboys aren't going to practice any type of racism, yada, 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 being the head of the, Dallas Cowboys and a big spokesperson for the NFL. I think that would speak volumes if he would do that. I think that he won't do that because he's conflicted, because he knows that he's got a lot of friends who are probably racist and probably will clap back at him for taking such a stance, and he don't want to do that to his reputation with his buddies. I mean, that's just how I personally feel about it.
Dealing with a billionaire who's set in his ways, who's made his living having gut instincts and making the right calls. When a billionaire doesn't come out and speak, it's either for two reasons. Either they're adamantly opposed and they don't want to put their name behind it, or they feel like speaking will cost them money.
There you go.
I think it's both of those things. I mean, let's be completely honest. We know the type of state that Texas is. It isn't the most liberal. It isn't probably the most understanding. So for him, I think, hey, the Cowboys organization said this, but we know that everybody's waiting for Jerry to say whatever Jerry's going to say. We know Jerry was anti the kneeling. We know Jerry gets a lot of money and does a lot of work with the soldiers and military support. And we know what kind of state Texas is as well. So for me, I think his silence is double-folded. I think if he were to speak out, he fears he'll turn off a bunch of Cowboy fans, which is his wallet. And I think he just doesn't believe in what the cause is. And I don't know if he doesn't believe in the racist part of it, or he just doesn't believe that players should protest on, quote-unquote, his dollar or his times.
And I do find it interesting that, we just talked about Dak Prescott. That's his starting quarterback, and he is a black quarterback, and you would have thought that as Dak Prescott is the face of his franchise, in the players' scheme, Jerry Jones might think he's the face of the franchise as the owner, but Dak Prescott is the face of the franchise, and he still hasn't come out and said anything. I think it, may speak, volumes on that.
And let us not forget, too, and with the whole Dak, I'm glad you mentioned Dak in this situation, and I'll be real quick. Let's not forget, too, that Dak was the one that caped for Jerry Jones a couple of years ago when the whole kneeling thing was going on, saying, we need to get past it, et cetera. Now, Dak, let's turn the clock to now. He won't even pay you. But yeah, he was caping for him 4 years ago. So, yeah. I mean, there's just something to throw out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Over the last week or so, we've had a number of college teams that have been testing players and have had many, many results, positive tests for results. College football is going to be, back in the fall.
I don't know. I mean, nobody knows what's going to happen at this point. I mean, this has been botched up from the beginning. I know some of you guys don't live here in Georgia where we do, and, I know Joe's up there in Canada, but we're being told different stuff every day about COVID-19. So, at the end of the day, I think that everybody needs to stop worrying about how many people are testing positive. I think we need to be looking at how many people are actually dying from it. Because at the end of the day, and I just found out this past Thursday that my daughter had it. And she still does have it. But, she says she thinks she's gotten through the roughest part of it. And she said she felt great this morning. And then as the day wore on, she kind of, fell back into it a little bit. So at the end of the day, just because people have it, guys, it's not a death sentence to somebody. That doesn't mean anybody's going to die. I mean, that means that they have it or they tested positive for it. But there's a lot of people, NFL guys too, Von Miller, he had it, got past it, moved on. So I think that's something that people are forgetting in all of this when you hear these numbers about these kids testing positive. I'm seeing more and more people who have tested positive who are surviving and over it or whatever, out of quarantine, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that until we, kind of get our arms around that, we're not going to know what's going to happen.
I do want to bring up is, do you think we could see a scenario where they're doing courses online, but they're bringing back the athletes to still participate in sports where, the athletes are on campus, but the rest of the student body isn't, and they're taking online classes?
I think that any scenario that's going to allow people to play football, you could possibly see. because those universities are greedy and they need that money. So the bottom line is that football is king. We all know that, especially down here in the South. Colleges subsidizes all the other sports for that college. Trust me, those talks are being had right now because they know if they can't get that money from people coming to the game, do like the UFC is doing, put it on pay-per-view and make that coin.
So I don't know if anyone has seen this. Division III has announced that they are suspending all fall sports.
Travis, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Name me one Division III football team.
Ferris State.
Okay, exactly. And where is that at?
Minnesota.
Man, don't nobody give a damn about no damn Division III football team in Minnesota. Did they play football in Minnesota?
I don't think they do. I think they outlawed it. It's like Footloose out there for football instead.
I am corrected. It is Michigan, not Minnesota. But
there you go.
My point is that Division III has already made this, so we may be seeing something coming down.
As fans and as athletes, parents and as fans, are we willing to risk our athletes for the sake of our entertainment? Because let's be completely honest, NBA, Major League sports, most college sports, if you don't have a kid actually playing college sports, you really only wanted to come back because for our entertainment. So,
I mean, I would hate to think that somebody would respond yes to that, especially when you're talking about students who, up until this point, they ain't even been able to make $1, and they treat them, keep their amateur status and all that. Once you become a professional athlete, I mean, we damn sure willing to watch people risk life and limb in the UFC. I see people get their brains beat out. I saw some stuff this weekend that was crazy. I'm talking about, I was ready to outlaw the sport.
Sadly, unfortunately, there will be a lot of people that just say, give me my sports. It's fall. I want to watch football. And, they need to figure out a way to play the game. Last topic of the day, we're going to talk about something I don't think we've ever talked about on this show, and that is NASCAR. Driver Bubba Wallace. He is the lone African-American driver in NASCAR right now. And unfortunately, the other day, he was subject to a hate crime in his garage. Someone had put a new NASCAR right now is going under a resurgence. They're banning the Confederate flag.
Well, I'm just going to say this, and I'm going to turn it over to Jason. Like I already told you, me and Black are headed down to Talladega when this show is over. And I'm going to tell you this. Black man said he don't call it NASCAR. Right now, he calling it ass car. Because, what's wrong, Jay? Because Black man said he going to put the end in NASCAR when he get down there. And he said, tell you, pun intended on that. He going to put the end in NASCAR.
I think this conversation is something that Travis needs to help because NASCAR is typically a white American sport, a white male sport predominantly. Me and Coach being two brothers, it ain't too much. I think between us, we probably maybe have watched maybe 7 laps of NASCAR our whole lives.
Whole life.
So
6.5.
Right. What I would say to that is my wife made an interesting point that NASCAR is kind of positioning themselves as being the most quote unquote woke or progressive sport because I guess she mentioned that they've accepted Pride Week. They're letting them wear, the Black Lives Matter shirts.
Jay, I got 2 words for you.
Yeah.
Chocolate dollars.
I agree. But I think more
NASCAR tired of not getting some of that black money.
Yeah.
I mean, they see it in the NBA, NFL, everybody getting that money, even golf. Even golf getting more money than they get. Hockey, they got black hockey players. I mean, NASCAR trying to get some of that black money.
Yeah, the thing about NASCAR is, I've been deeply involved through being sponsors back in the 90s. I'm very close friends with the drivers and their families. It's amazing how much the sport has grown to all of the different races out there, believe it or not. Each year we go to these different tracks. I'm seeing more and more of, the Asian community, the African-American community, the Latino community, which is actually pretty amazing. Because if you think about NASCAR came from, unfortunately, rednecks doing moonshine runs, things of that nature. Now it's becoming a family sport open to everybody.
Totally agree. You couldn't have said it any better. So, At that, we're going to leave it at that. I know I only got about 10 seconds here. So everyone, please stay safe. Thank you for listening.
Good night, Miss Francis.
Straight from the
Straight
hip.
from the hip.